Well, let's talk about Liverpool. I wouldn't want Elon Musk to buy Arsenal, but I would like to have the world's richest man own Arsenal. You know what I mean?
So the concern, I think somebody like Elon Musk would want his fingerprints all over what the club looked like. You know what I mean? He would
influence the club too much.
Yeah, and he would become a distraction.
Right.
So that's
he would Muskify it.
Correct.
Elonify it.
Okay.
You know?
He's gonna get like players that run on diesel or something. Like, what?
I mean, if you think about this though, if you're a player for his team, you get a free Tesla. That's kind of dope.
Sure, I guess.
Maybe a championship parade is on SpaceX.
You're framing it like Elon's a good dude.
And no. I don't know that he's a good dude. I'm just saying you gonna get trinkets. You know what I mean?
But the funny part is the gift basket is gonna be big.
The funny thing is he bought this stupid app that isn't growing. Young people don't even know it exists. It's really only used for political discourse, and a terrible amount of that at that. And that he paid $44 billion for that.
Yeah.
Liverpool is valued at $4.4 billion.
Yeah, good deal.
Bro, you could have bought 10 Liverpools for one app.
And FSG bought Liverpool for $300 million.
$300 million. See, this is the conversation I had with Flex. I've had with every English person. Oh, they're taking money out of the club. You don't understand how this works. It's asset building. You buy a product and you need to build its value. And once you build its value, you leave. Once you get 10x, once you get 5x, you walk. They've grown it from 300 million, which was like, oh, that's a lot of money back then. Bro, 4.4 billion.
It's good business.
That's good business right there, bro. Yeah. That's when you sell. If you buy a house, let's say you buy a house tomorrow, you buy it for $100,000, right? For some reason, that neighborhood becomes hot. And now that house is worth, what did I say, 100,000? Now the house is worth $1 million. You got to sell. You're never going to see that value again. You got to walk. Or you take loans out in that value as long as you can afford it, and you benefit from having that equity in your home.
Right. And that's Elon's wealth, right? It's putting out loans.
Yeah, he ain't got no liquid.
Holding loans towards the assets that he has, where the banks believe that he will always be able to pay the money back.
Because the assets he owns are worth that value. Yeah. So when someone says they're valued at blank, right? Like they would say Christian and Alexis are valued at, I don't know, whatever, 50K. Right? Wow. And then we're like, bro, where's that money though? The money is set up in these goddamn things. I mean, the thing you're watching is on the lights.
We hate to brag and really put out our financials all over.
I don't know if you heard, but we could buy the V in Liverpool.
A nice go brew said, "Can get out the Excel spreadsheets." Ben Skolnick said, "Can we see this on Excel?" These are all great questions.
How do I know this math is accurate? Where are the spreadsheets, fam? Christian, you have failed our viewers.
I didn't know Alexis was going to, reveal so much of this. I would happily, here's our accountant.
Come through the door.
Okay, and look,
we need an easel, bro, for when we do Christian maths.
Exactly.
Nick Red said, "Here goes Alexis on real estate again." I'm just trying to tell y'all.
So does this put Liverpool in any state of?
Crimson Pizza said, "Yeah, man, I'm not trying to have Dojasaurus at the Emirates." He would kill Gunnosaurus and make it Dojasaurus. That is hilarious.
Woof woof. Yeah. So one theory I heard about why FSG is selling is that they basically that this value for the team is so high, and they probably don't believe it can go any higher, and that the way they were trying to increase the value of the club was through the Super League, and that was going to be, and basically since they feel like that can't happen, they're like, let's just get out now because we don't really see this, getting any, we don't see much more growth financially.
So there's two things. One, had they been privy to the idea of Super League ahead of time, I would believe that. Mm-hmm. Knowing that it's not going to happen, there's also something else kind of happening very slowly but surely. You're seeing a massive wealth takeover of the Premier League.
Right.
It's happening very slowly. More and more clubs, Newcastle being the next one, more and more clubs are being taken over by massive, massive amounts of wealth, right? And what you're seeing is that in the future, in the near future, they're going to start to sway that power that's given to them by that wealth. Whether it's Super League or not, something is going to happen. You know, the reason Super League didn't happen is because fans took to the streets and stuff. And even I said, yo, this ain't going to work. It ended up working. But the next time this happens, they're going to be prepared for this. And maybe if your club's owned by a big oil state, they don't care if the fans are in the street because they don't live there. They're not worried. You know what I mean? How you going to get a Prince? You ain't coming anywhere near my mansion. You know what I mean? Like these fans were like, yo, we're going to go to their houses and we're going to protest. You can't protest me if I'm in another country.
Oh, sure, I guess, yeah.
If I live behind a gate, be like, no, you can stand on the outside of that gate, yell all you want, bro. I got noise canceling headphones.
Right.
I'm good. So I think that's going to happen. The other thing is the value of the pound is so low right now compared to the dollar that what would have cost 4.4.
It's still more than the dollar, but not by as much as it used to be.
So low compared to it's compared to how it was.
What it was in the
dollar.
past. Yeah.
So now is a good opportunity for an American buyer to want to buy it, and we'll see that value increase simply by the pound.
And you think, I mean, they already have American owners. You think they'll sell it to another American owner?
100%. I think over time, more and more clubs in the Premier League are going to go to American owners. So they're just going to love us so much more than they already do.
Right. So if they're valuing it at 4.4 billion, that's not what it's going to sell for, right? There's going to be a bidding war.
There won't be a bidding war. No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think anybody's going to offer more than 4.4 billion?
No, I think once you value the asset at that, you just hope that someone can come to it with that money. I don't think this is one of those sales where it's like, I could be wrong, but I don't think this is going to be one of those sales where you're going to see people lined up to try to offer more than that. Because what is the ceiling?
I mean, anything.
Liverpool
it's only going to grow.
Liverpool would have to win the league and Champions League again in order for it to grow in value. I just don't see it. A new stadium. How many Anfield already sits? What?
It has to be at least
50?
50, 60,000, something like that.
You'd have to grow that to 80 and hope you can sell that. I mean, how do you grow this asset? You'd have to find a way to field 15 players. Also, can I just say, you'd have to change something about the brand, like the logo or something. You'd have to find a way to sell more merch. Right. You'd have to combine it with, or like do a collab with like Jordan brand, something to grow this brand. How are you going to do that?
I don't see the ceiling being that low. I think the Premier League in itself is only going to grow. That when the next TV deal comes around, it's only going to be more money.
Bro, the Apple TV deal is going to be crazy. The Apple streaming deal
for MLS.
No, for when they do Premier League. MLS is the amuse-bouche.
Okay, so MLS Apple's gonna get everything and buy everything. Got it. Okay.
Oh.
So no, I just wonder if it puts the I don't know how Liverpool fans maybe in the chat feel if this puts a club in any kind of disarray or confusion. Obviously, the team is not doing that great in the Premier League. They won the other day against Spurs, but I wonder if it's a concern, I guess, for Liverpool fans, because the team, it feels like a weird time to get out because the team seems to be on just like a rise in popularity and whatever.
Or
branding.
are we on the downslope?
I don't know. Look.
Their core is
on our last video when we were talking about when you were, losing your mind about Salah and then how they shouldn't sign him, and then he goes and scores 2 goals against Spurs and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, thank you. I've never said anything negative about Mohamed Salah ever.
But I had mentioned that the standard in that video, and the standard for Liverpool was to win, at least be in that fight for the Premier League and winning the Premier League title. And somebody commented saying like, Liverpool were always a mid-table club until Klopp got there. Right?
For years, but they're also the winningest top flight club in the history of the top flight. I'm sorry, the winningest English club in the history of the top flight. They've won more titles than any other club. Not recently.
Right, not in the Premier League. Yeah, not since the Premier League era.
Basically, during all of Stevie G's career, they were shit or mid-table, like not mid-table, but like one of the top, one of the big six.
Underachievers.
Yeah, underachievers is a great way to put it.
So but
God, I could hear the fans coming after us already.
But at what point if I'm saying like essentially the last 5-6 years of Liverpool have been successful and pretty much they're always kind of fighting for the title. So to me, 5 years of that is enough time to be like, well, a new standard has been set. It can't just be they were a mid-table club, when I was a teenager, so they're always going to be that.